What's up, you guys? I'm glad I'm able to. Actually, I'm not really glad because it involves an injury to me, but I'm glad I'm finally able to have a reason to go ahead and make this video. And basically, I know a lot of people have gotten down the fitness program. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but if you are that person, good for you. That last step that I see a lot of people missing out on is taking care of your body while you're working out. Now, typically speaking, you're taking care of your body while you're working out means uh, warming up properly, cooling down and stretching after your workout, doing all the prerequisite things that it takes, foam rolling, all those things, maintaining your flexibility, all those things it takes to continue performing at a high level and preventing injury. But should an injury actually occur, you need to know what to do to take care of it. And I know a lot of people don't. They just kind of sit at home or don't work out until it goes away, or they sit at home until it kind of goes away until they can get back to working out, and then they jump right back in, and then what you end up with is reoccurring issues. So I'm going to teach you guys today how to deal with that. Now, if you're dealing with an injury that is keeping you from performing at all, so you have an injury that's like a minor nagging injury that you can kind of work through, then you probably want to do some kind of combination of ice and heat. So you want to do heat before the workout to make sure your muscle and ligaments are loose. When you're actually working out, you want to do ice afterwards to help reduce any inflammation in the area. Now, if you're dealing with something that is going to keep you out for a little while, a couple days or a few days, then you want to just ice for the first 48, 72 hours. However long you definitely can't work out, is you need to be icing nonstop. You don't want to get into doing heat again until you're back to moving and utilizing that muscle or that joint ligament that is aggravating you. All right. So there are various ways to attack that, and a primary way is to use a combination of the ice and heat at the same time. Now, scientifically, there's not really much research on it, and any minor research does not necessarily support it. But if you go to any professional or high-level collegiate training center where they do the rehabilitation for the athletes, you're going to see two things. You're going to see a hot tub and a cold tub. And then you're going to see the third thing is a bunch of guys getting back and forth into that hot tub and that cold tub. And what they're trying to do is use the cold to help reduce inflammation and use the heat to get fresh blood flow to get those white blood cells coming through for the healing. So that is one that you may want to use. Now, everybody doesn't have a hot tub and a cold tub in their house. Now, you could try like doing a hot bath and a cold shower or something, but that's not necessarily going to give you the same effect. But what you can do is, and this right here is big old ice block. My wife and I did some like a Home Chef we did a Home Chef or Blue Apron or one of those, and that ice pack came with the food to keep it cold. So I just been keeping it to use in case I got injured, and sure enough, it came. So what you want to do is use the ice pack and then use a heating pad. Get your heating pad, turn that up, use the heating pad. So you want to use the ice for a shorter time and use the heating pad because it takes less time to get cold and it doesn't get hot. Because we're talking about freezing versus just hot enough that your skin can tolerate. So you probably want to do like, and considering that you're not in the tub to get the complete blood flow in your entire body, you want to do longer time. So in a hot tub, cold tub situation, you probably want to do 2 minutes in the hot, 3 to 4 minutes. 2 minutes in the cold, 3 to 4 minutes in the hot. If you're using like a ice pack and a heating pad, you probably want to do more like 5 minutes cold and like 8 minutes or 10 minutes with the hot. And actually this weekend I did 20 minutes cold and 20 minutes hot, and I just sat on the couch for like a couple of hours, while I was watching TV and just chilling. And I just did that, I did that twice. So it took like, an hour and a half or 2 hours both times. But I wanted to get rid of this injury because it was, as much as I work out and train, it was being a hindrance. So through the contrast, it definitely helps to speed up your recovery. Now, if you are dealing with, let's say, like a knee injury, like a ligament type injury, or aggravation, if you have tendonitis, all right, the big thing with stuff like tendonitis, and this also applies to like plantar fasciitis as well. Tendonitis responds well to also ice and heat. So what I've done here, and this is a styrofoam cup. I know styrofoam is the devil, but I have some really old styrofoam cups. They've already been made. So I advise you to get paper cups, put some water in it, freeze it, and take it out, and then you could just peel it down to the top part of showing. And that's going to keep your fingers from freezing and trying to hold a big old block of ice. And all you want to do is massage. Put a towel under your knee, massage, massage, massage. This is so much better than an ice bag. It's far better. Because an ice bag, you just sit it on there and barely put it on there. All you're doing is making your skin cold. You're not actually getting any penetration into that joint. So you want to do the ice massage. If you can't do an ice massage, and this only takes 5 minutes, whereas an ice bag you got to put on it for like 15, 20 minutes. This is 5 minutes of much better effectiveness than putting an ice bag. Now, if you got to use an ice bag or a situation where you got to be moving around or something, get you one of those wraps, one of those stretchy wrap bands, and wrap around it and keep it nice and tight on there. You'll see athletes walking around with shoulders taped up and knees taped up, and they're just kind of moving around, not efficiently, but they got to get the ice in. So those are some techniques that you can definitely use to help your body to recover. Now, this is something that you definitely want to keep note of, for the next time that you have an issue. Some other techniques that you can use is to hop in an Epsom salt bath. That's been proven to help reduce inflammation. Epsom salt has a variety of uses that are beneficial, digestion, but one of those also happens to be reducing inflammation. So make you a warm bath, put some Epsom salt in there, get in there, turn your jacuzzi, well, you don't want to turn your jacuzzi tub with Epsom salt in there. You just want to hop in the bath and just kind of soak in there for 15 or 20 minutes. That's a good way to reduce inflammation, especially if you just started a workout program or a new one and you're really sore. It's going to help you reduce that soreness so that you're not sitting at home. One of the biggest excuses I hear from new people who start working out with me is, oh, I'm too sore. Oh, you come one day and then you don't see them again for a week, and they're like, oh, well, I was sore for the rest of the week. It's not really what you want. You want to continue to move because that fresh blood flow is what's going to flush out the lactic acid. If you just let it sit in there, it's just going to sit in there. So you want to flush it out, and that takes fresh blood flow so that your body can eliminate it through urine. So these are just various aspects that I've kind of learned over the years from having to treat various injuries, and I've seen them for myself work. So I believe wholeheartedly in all of these. And you can go to any training room, and this is what you're going to see. You're going to see people putting ice and heat are the two top things. Now, obviously, they're going to do some anti-inflammatories. And with that, I say take caution. Use it as a last resort because there are side effects to painkillers and anti-inflammatories, and those are your kidneys. You can do some serious damage to your kidneys and your liver by taking a bunch of anti-inflammatories and different type of supplements for healing. And so you want to use those at the very last resort. And even painkillers, if you've had a surgery of some sort, use it to the absolute minimum because there is damage that's going on for that pain. So you're exchanging the pain for possible long-term internal damage. So just keep that in mind. The stronger it gets, the more damage there is likely to be to your internal organs. So try to avoid it at all costs. And so, like I said before, if you're doing the proper things in terms of warming up and stretching, those are vital. Those are vital to preventing the injury and to keeping you flexible. And as I mentioned in other videos, don't let people push you into a box. These people got the kids out here now, everybody's doing dynamic stretching, which means they're basically not doing anything. Most of these kids are out here doing a couple of small drills and then they're going and performing in these sports where they're performing all out. What dynamic stretching has done is considerably lowered the standard for stretching and flexibility. And that is absolute garbage. So get your kids, you need to be doing static stretching at least a couple times, 2 or 3 or 4 times a week. Static stretching. You can do the dynamic stretching, but you got to have static stretching as your foundation. Dynamic stretching right before to get, while you're loosening and warming up, great, okay. But you got to do your static stretching, get you a foam roller, use all 3. Don't let somebody say that you need to do one or the other and pay some scientist to come in there and have some bootleg study to try to get you from doing static stretching, because that's absolute nonsense. People who are more flexible are less susceptible to injury, period. And you're not going to increase your flexibility by doing dynamic stretching. You can't even do dynamic stretching and stretch all the muscles that are necessary to be stretched. You can't, it's hard to really hit every muscle that needs to be stretched when you're doing dynamic stretching. How you going to stretch your glutes? How you going to do that? How you going to stretch the back part of your hips? And even some of the other stretches, you're not even doing it long enough to really get any type of elongation of the muscle. That's going to come through foam rolling and static stretching. So don't give those up. Keep those as part of your repertoire. And like I said before, do everything. You know what I'm saying? Lift weights, run hard, do calisthenics, swim, bike, do everything. Don't let people tell you or try to shoehorn you into one thing. Don't let people tell you can't run because you're overweight. That's nonsense. Run in intervals. Get somebody to teach you how to run properly. I've helped a lot of people, and I don't expect people to come out and try to run a marathon. Don't try to go out and run a marathon if your body's not suited for it or you don't know how to run. All you're gonna do is get yourself hurt. You can run in intervals and do a more interval type of training, but don't let people come out with some scientists that they recruited to come say whatever they want them to say, or that they found to support whatever it is that they're saying, because you'll find conflicting reports or conflicting viewpoints on pretty much everything that there is. So don't everybody scare you. Do stuff that's within your limits, within your efficiency range, but challenge yourself, and don't overdo it. And most importantly, take care of your body, man, because you only get one. Once you tear it up, you can't go get another one. Like you can get a new knee, but that ain't a real knee. Now it's not real. I mean, it's real, but it ain't the same one similar to what you had when they took it out. So you got one of everything. So take care of all of it. Keep your workouts balanced. Don't just do squats every day and don't work your hamstrings. You're creating an imbalance. Don't just do bench press every day and don't do any back work. You're creating an imbalance. Don't just do curls every day and don't work your triceps. You're creating an imbalance. Don't just do upper body every day and got chicken legs. That's imbalance. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Some people your legs just don't build very well. And my legs are kind of skinny too relative to my upper body. So I'm just playing. But anyway, I've been nursing my hamstring, doing some running and playing soccer a couple weeks ago and aggravated a pre-existing hamstring. So I learned my lesson. I kind of floated through the weekend, let that slide, and then I floated through the week. This is a couple months ago, and then a couple weeks ago, it came back because I didn't take care of it well the first time. You best believe that's not going to happen again. So get you some ice packs. Keep some ice pack. Keep something in the freezer where you can throw it on there. I'm not a big fan of like the gooey type stuff because sometimes it doesn't get the same level of cold like ice. This particular one I have, it does. I don't know what's in there, but it's just as cold as ice. So just make sure it's the real thing. And like I said, man, it only takes a little bit of time investment to make sure your body's taken care of and to rehab from an injury. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Put in that work, man. It doesn't take that long. And I wish you guys the best. Holla at you later. Peace out.